So in this video, I would like to give a little bit of an overview and a little bit of story time, which will be a common thing in this channel. A little bit of story time on how and why more like why and then how I started becoming a morning person, and also a little bit of a part two or take two of the previous video. That was my first ever video. And yeah, kind of a more structured way of explaining what I wanted to explain in the other two, of which I did in the other video. But the other video was kind of more spontaneous than this one. You know, a little bit of notes and stuff. I tried to make it better, you know, little by little. So let's take a big breath. And so, first of all, hey, my name is Alejo. You can call me Ale if it makes that nice, short and sweet for you. And today I come to this channel to you to explain how I went from snoozing my alarm 20 every day, not even able to wake up at a desired time, or no matter what time it was. On the alarm, I knew that I was gonna snooze it 4 or 5 times, 6 times. It didn't matter, and eventually be late or whatever. We all know the problems with these. And then from that to shifting my minds towards a vision of being able to wake up, you know, early in the morning, and gain that little bit of a competitive edge over the other people by giving myself a head start in the morning and just getting a head start on the whole day, really. Not waking up being all foggy and all groggy, and just really push myself to do some of the stuff that I might not have time later on in the day, to really, you know, as I said, jump start the day and feel like I have a competitive edge against everyone else. Everything I put into competition, but you get what I mean. My main problem with this was, like, as I said, I kept snoozing the alarm, and just my mornings would end up being 7, 5, 10, 12 snoozes of alarm. And then after, I would have to rush out, not being able to do whatever it was that I wanted to do in that morning. Sometimes not even able to have a shower just because I was waking up too late and just had to go to work or whatever commitment I had that day. And really, every time I did that, it was more of a get out of the house, having to rush towards the train, the bus, or just run to whatever place I had to get to. Being, as I said, all foggy and without having done anything with the morning, which led to a sense of, you know, disappointment in myself and just a bit of a failure overall, if you want to call it like that. So what I did when I really decided I wanted to change this, I was like, okay, we're done with this. Let's just really get into it. I started by shifting the content that I was consuming. I started watching videos, listening to podcasts, just all about, or like reading posts on Instagram and stuff. Probably I will start with Twitter soon. They call it X now. But yeah, that's something I'm been meaning towards, get towards soon. Maybe a little bit of X content, but X content meaning Twitter. Please don't think the wrong way. So yeah, I started watching videos and listening to podcasts mainly. That's my main source of consumption. Instagram, not so much, not anymore. On just about productivity techniques, habit formation, sleep quality, etc. We're talking about Andrew Huberman podcast on sleep, for example. It's really, really good for knowing little tricks and like actionable advice to get towards. Videos by Dan Coe on how to optimize work, and how an easier morning might, like a better morning, might lead to to a better setup for your all your tasks really. Or also I mentioned last video, I consumed a lot of Hamza Ahmed content where he goes on about how to set up the morning and like what move towards a purpose that you might have at that point in time. From these pieces of content, I would make some notes sometimes on just a notebook like this, or on my phone on the notes application, anywhere really, anywhere that I could. Sometimes even if I didn't have anything to write down, which is weird because normally you consume your content from your phone, so why would you put the excuse? But sometimes I would put my excuse of no, I didn't have time, no, I didn't have anywhere to note it down, and just make a really strong mental note. But I don't recommend this. I mean, we're bound to forget just half of the shit we try to remember anyway. So just really take your time, just 2 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 50 seconds, whatever it takes, 2 minutes to note down something that you find important and that you might want to get back to later. And don't be like, oh shit, what did I want to remember from that video? What video was it? And then you end up going to the history of your YouTube channel, of your YouTube history, and then be like, okay, did I watch this? Or did I watch this? What minute it was on? Just note it down. If you want to be really specific, say minute 3 of this podcast, and then note down whatever it was that caught your attention. But even if it's just quotes or little pieces of action advice, it might be really, really good. For example, I made notes on leaving the phone out of my natural reach of the bedroom. I think I said that in the last video. Can be another room, or for example, I share the flat. I share a flat here, so leaving the phone outside of the room is not an option. But I just leave it on my desk, meaning that when I wake up from the bed, I have to get up out of the bed and get the phone. Things like preparing the clothes that you're going, like if you're planning on going for a run straight after waking up, just prepare all your running clothes and running shoes next to where your phone is going to be. For example, I do that here. I leave my phone and my bed and my shoes and my running stuff next to each other, and when the alarm goes off, the first thing that I see after turning off the alarm is my running shoes, my running clothes. So I'm like, okay, I'm already up, so let's just get going. Things like that. Also, no screen after 9 p.m. That means no watching Netflix, not being on Instagram, not checking messages, no nothing. Just get all your activity to do with screens and blue light out of the way. By 9 p.m. If you accomplish this, it really, I've seen massive improvement in my sleep quality just with this step. Not gonna lie. And you might ask, so what do I do instead if I don't consume any content, no nothing? Well, maybe you can just read a book. Maybe you can just what I like to do is, as soon as I start cooking dinner, then I try to limit my screen time. So instead of watching a video on something, I might listen to a podcast or just some music, but something that doesn't require me staring into my phone or into another screen. And then after dinner, I just put my phone on charge, as I said, on the desk outside of my reach, and I have my dinner. I try not to watch, I'm trying not to watch any Netflix or anything while I'm having dinner. And then from then on, just journal, plan the day for next day, and read. And honestly, that's all you really need. Like, from that point, the more you do it, the more your body will start recognizing the cue that having dinner, planning your day, and reading is your signal to go to bed, or like your signal to go to sleep. Some days it might take 1 chapter to feel sleepy. Some days it might take 3 chapters to be sleepy. Sometimes a book can be, or like that day, the chapter that you're reading on whatever book. Right now I'm reading Atomic Habits. Really recommend the book, by the way. Some days the topic is really interesting for me, and I might read for whatever time I want, or whatever time it takes me to feel sleepy. Some other days I really feel sleepy straight from the start, and I might read 1 or 2 chapters and be like, okay, I'm done for the day. I read some stuff, I learned some stuff, and I go to bed. So once I started noting down these things and started to do them, I started tracking them down either with my notebook, as I said, or just with the phone app, whatever, a habit tracker that you want to do, or just even in your notes if you just want to, I don't know, get a fucking calendar and just, you know, cross down every time you do a habit, anything really, just a piece of paper with a habit and somewhere you can put across. Is more than enough. But obviously we all have a phone now, so if you want to use a habit tracker for the phone, that's also more than fine. It's always better to do everything on pen and paper, not gonna lie. Feels more real. But if you're comfortable with using the phone for these things and it doesn't lead on you then going on Instagram just because you're looking at your screen, then go for it. I'm happy with that. So the next action after I set up the trackers and started tracking it is journaling, just a few bullet points of your thoughts before planning the next day, just thinking how it went, and also just plan the day ahead. Before you go to bed, just think how the day went, journal your thoughts, just 2 or 3 minutes. Sometimes I start writing and I feel like I can write forever. Sometimes I just put 2 or 3 sentences of the day and I'm done, and I just want to get done and get on with reading and going to bed. But just synthesizing a little bit your thoughts and feelings and just what you thought of the day and what happened and what not happened might really be good for you to space out, give yourself a time to think, process all the information that has been going on during the day, and just have a little space to project your thoughts and not have them continuously in your head, beating on and beating on and beating on while going to bed, which is one of the reasons why I couldn't sleep very well before. Just keep thinking about stuff and shit that has happened during the day, or just some random comment or some random thought or something that has been bothering me. Yeah, I find that good. And as I said, planning the day ahead, giving yourself a few goals to achieve for the day. Wake up straight away, do whatever you want to do with that time extra in the morning. I go for a run and have a contrast temperature shower, just because it feels like activates me, and I have a bad knee from an operation, and I want to get back into running, and just my fitness levels get up and blah blah blah. I used to play rugby a higher level for a while. My energy levels have been dropping, so my activity levels also have been dropping. Then I had a knee operation, and yeah, everything with my fitness has gone a little bit shitty for a while now, and just wanted to get back into it, and just going for a run, listening to a podcast, and then having a warm and cold shower. Just really gets myself a little bit more wired and ready for the work ahead. And also, last but not least of the steps, I forgave myself, and I keep forgiving myself for not being perfect. What I mean by this is, in whatever journey of creating or forming a habit, or even getting rid of any of the bad habits, you might go into a streak of good days that you do it, but then eventually, hopefully not, if you're one of those people that can just nail it first time. But from my experience, sometimes whenever I try to build a new habit or get rid of another one, every time I would fail to do so, I would just say that all the progress was shit and it was for nothing. But what I've been noticing recently is that if I don't do it today, but I have the conviction that tomorrow I will try again, I don't feel as bad with myself, although I feel bad, and all those feelings of failure and disappointment in myself might come back for a while, for a bit, or for that day. If the next day I will try again, And that morning, even though I felt like it was shit, I would journal how I feel shit about it for not doing it, or for doing a bad habit again, like snoozing the alarm or whatever, or not going for the run, or not doing exercise or whatever. Just be aware of that emotion and try again the next day. Eventually, you'll find yourself doing it more and more days, and just getting some traction on the actual habits that you want. And not everything will be perfect the first time, or the first week, or the first month. Eventually, it will feel like it's not a lot of effort to build whatever habit you want to build, or destroy whatever habit you want to destroy. But just forgive yourself whenever that happens, and try again tomorrow. Just have the first and foremost conviction that whatever happens, you will try again tomorrow, and you will want to keep on building or destroying that habit. Benefits that I felt, or that I feel that I've gained by waking up early, going for a run, and having, as I say, it's not much. It's just going for a run, taking a shower before work. I feel like I've improved my mood massively at work, and the energy that I have at my 9-5. Every day that I do it, I push like a sense of accomplishment with myself, because I've ticked off my boxes, and I've done this and I've done that, and it pushes my self-confidence to be like, I am progressing, It gives me a little bit of a sense of stability and grounding, sort of like I'm on track, and I feel like I'm going forward with something, if you get what I mean. I think that's very, very important for me. My sleep quality has been tremendously improving, not gonna lie. That's been really, really nice. I have a clearer brain in the morning after a run. I get out of the shower. I feel, as I said, more wired, more centered on what I have to do. And of course, it has improved my activity levels, which is one of the main reasons why I'm doing this to start with. So yeah, that's more or less the impact that it's having in my life so far. But with that, really, that's all I have to say about this topic. It's been going on for a bit longer than I expected. But if you ever get to see this video and you're trying to get your mornings better, maybe trying to become a morning person or something, just drop me a comment down below if you want. Say that you would like to chat about it or anything, and maybe we can hop on a Discord call, obviously completely free or anything, and we can discuss some self-improvement topics, or anything that might catch your attention and you think I might be able to help you with. I would love to have a talk and just chill with you guys. And obviously it's free. If you can get the chance for free of someone maybe helping you or giving you some insight into something that you want to learn more about, what is there to lose? Anyway, that was my second video ever recorded. Has gone much better now that I planned it, not gonna lie. I will see you whenever I record a new video, hopefully soon. But yeah, I'll see you around the channel. Remember, subscribe for a little bit of content like this. Give me a comment, and just peace out, man.